We'll get started. First off, welcome to Pop Menu's webinar on how to heat up summer sales. You know, the marketing team came up with that slogan, particularly with our AI marketing tool. I'm sure you've all heard a lot about AI recently. We're in a bit of a hype cycle right now. Is it good? Is it bad? How do I do it? Am I scared of it? Do I like it? We're going to help simplify it for you, make it easy and not too scary at all. Last month, first off, my name is Tony Roy. I'm one of the founders here of Pop Menu. I might have met some of you before, or if you're a prospect and you're exploring, ways to partner with Pop Menu or just learn about the industry, then welcome to the call. Last month, we surveyed roughly 1,000 US consumers, and what we found is that roughly 30% of consumers' monthly food budgets are spent on restaurants. So that's a good thing. The downside is that's actually down from 40% in 2022. And so what that tells us is the appetite for restaurants is still very healthy, but it also tells us that the competition for those consumers is just that much tighter. And I use myself as an example. If my wife and I go out on average 4 times a week, whether it be lunch or dinner, we might be going 3 times a week. So if you're that 4th restaurant, how do we ensure that you're one of the ones that I choose? And one of the most things that we see at Pop Menu is the 2 questions we're asked most frequently are, what should I do next and how do I know if it's working? And I'm here to tell you that the most important thing in terms of marketing your restaurant is consistency. And one of the things to help with consistency is having a tool like our AI marketing, which can do a lot of the legwork for you. So you play the role of editor-in-chief. You can improve things and edit as you see fit versus having to come up with every idea from scratch and then take the time to go execute the posting and send them to your social channels, your email followers, and so on. You're naturally just very busy and your teams are busy. And although we have great intentions, sometimes we get so busy that we just forget to market ourselves. And what we're here to do is show you that by making it easier for you to do it consistently, there's a direct impact on your business in terms of sales, in terms of margin, and ultimately that's what you're looking to do. Pop Menu is for restaurants that are looking to grow, full stop. If your only mission is just reduce cost, there's a lot of low cost people out in the market that might be better fit for you. The good news is naturally the things that we do are going to help you consolidate costs. So virtually every restaurant we ever consult with, we're never asking them to spend an extra dollar than they're already spending today. In most cases, we're actually going to ask you to invest less money, less time, and get better results. That sounds pretty good. And so we're going to walk you through some of that stuff here today. We're going to talk about common challenges restaurant operators face when it comes to marketing. Obviously, consistency, knowing what to do, how to optimize those things. These are all things that we're going to help you with, particularly with our AI marketing tool, and show you how that can assist. I'm going to show you some live demos of how we've created a full month of calendar for our clients to ensure that activity is happening and that it's happening at a high level and what the result is that it's yielding. And we'll also highlight some summer marketing campaigns to consider just to give you some ideas as you start approaching the busy season. I'm happy to have Bridgett Richardson here with us today. She's the owner of Ruby's Jamaican Kitchen. She and I are not the tech people in our families.
Yes, that is true.
We shared that common theme. But what we are is business people, and we look at problems in the eyes of consumers, and we try and simplify those things. And so we're thrilled to have her here. If you're ever in Alexandria, Virginia, make sure you check out Ruby's Jamaican Kitchen. I haven't been myself, but some of our team members have been. They say it's awesome, and they have a lot of great reviews. You can check it out on their site. So, Bridgett, do you want to introduce yourself real quick and tell a little bit about your restaurant?
So, my name is Bridgett Richardson, and while you were kind of introducing me, I actually don't use the phrase of me being the owner, because the restaurant's name is my mom's name, Ruby. And so the entire menu and idea and the recipes are all hers. I'm just the direct beneficiary of her gifts. Our food is as authentic Jamaican as you're gonna get it. We pride ourselves on being very much like the food you would eat at home. And so I have customers who drive an hour. I have customers who drive an hour and a half. I have customers who actually wait for over an hour to get their plates. And I'm not like saying that in a braggy way, because I would love to like cut that down to 15, 20 minutes. However, our food is cooked from the very, very scratch. We get our chicken whole, we cut them up, we season them, we cook it, we perfect it and put it on the line. And so if, I'm running low on something and I need to recook it, it does not happen in 15 minutes. And my customers are at the point now that they know that if my jerk chicken is actually grilled, it's not put in the oven, it is on the grill. So they come and expect that. I have a lot of customers who just happen to be passing by and smell my chicken outside grilling, and they'll come inside and say, can I get that off the grill? So that's what Ruby's is about, right? Ruby's is about authentic Jamaican food, and we just try to keep it, as Tony said, consistent as possible and just as homey as possible that you can get. And so that to me is important. But there's also, because I'm cooking everything from the very scratch, it also means that I have no time for anything else. And he's true to his word when he said, like, you get so busy that you really don't think about advertising, because that's where I was, like, extremely busy, that I had no time for advertising or marketing plans or anything of the sort. We really was running on word of mouth. We have Instagram and Facebook, and that's it. So a little bit about Jamaica, our restaurant. It started from my mom catering. So that's really just in a nutshell what Ruby's Jamaican Kitchen is, what it is about.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I love hearing those stories about how it starts from scratch. Just like we started Pop Menu literally in our back office in my house. So love hearing that. Well, let's start out with an audience poll, and what we want to know. We'll just do a quick 30 seconds. Do you struggle with finding time or resources to do any of the following? Create marketing content, manage your social media, make sure that you're consistent in reaching out to guests, track whether it's working. That's always important, so you know that your money is going somewhere. And I'm sure this will be all over the board. They're somewhat tied together in my opinion, but good. A lot of what I think. Consistency, managing of it, all that good stuff. Especially if you're one or two locations, you likely don't have some large marketing team. So I think that fits into what we think. Well, let's share a little bit more. So one of the things we did, we surveyed just under 400 restaurant leaders across the U.S. A majority are interested in using AI to create marketing content and automate marketing to guests. There's a fast growing appetite for the technology because really it saves a lot of time. And at the end of the day, that activity, that awareness is creating more customers and getting them into the fold. At Pop Menu, really any service you should be using, whether it's a service similar to Pop Menu or contractors or agencies. I always say that our first responsibility to any customer is how can we create more awareness for their restaurant and drive more people to their business and maximize free channels like Google, for example. Once they're there, how do I create a unique experience so my conversion rate is higher? The consumer gets what they want: visual content, social validation, ease of use, and then ultimately your job kicks in to service them quality food, and then our job kicks back in to bring them in. I do think AIM, we talk a lot about acquiring business and acquiring new customers, but what I always like to remind people is when you acquire that customer, you're not just acquiring Bridget's email. Bridget's going to come back, especially if you learn about her through that process. Bridget's going to come back 6 or 8 times this year. Half of the time, she's going to bring 2 people with her. 3 of those people are going to become followers. She's going to do a catering gig every 18 months. The value of capturing Bridget and bringing her into your business can be worth $600-800 over the course of 12 to 18 months if you think about it that way. I'm going to go in and start. I'm going to show you a live demo. This is a screen of what it looks like. If you're an existing Pop Menu customer, you'd access this through your backend tool, your my.popmenu. I'm going to log into a customer real quick, and let's just go here. If you're a customer, you'll see that it's on the far left under your overview, and then there's a marketing planner tab is where you would find this. What you'll notice is that we are pre-planning a month's worth of content in the system. So now all the customer has to do, meaning you, the owner, or you, the marketing professional, you can see here that in May, we've created 14 social posts, 5 emails, and 3 text messages. Sometimes that will vary. You might have 1 or 2 more social posts, 1 or 2 more emails. But what we've done is we've pre-populated the calendar, and we send this to Bridgett 10 days in advance of the next month. So Bridgett will get this around May 20th. She'll get her June content that she can now go in and evaluate, and then she could come down here and click on this post and say, I like this post, or I do or I don't, I want to change it. So now what happens is Bridgett has become the editor-in-chief. She doesn't have to think of what to create from scratch. You can still do that and complement this activity for sure. And when you have time to do that, you should. But what we've done here is we've created these social posts. Bridgett or myself can go down and click on this. I can determine if I like this or not, and then I can come down and I can hit approve or reject. If I don't like the content, maybe I want to refresh it, or maybe I want to edit it myself, or maybe I want to swap the photo, you can do that. What this has done is drastically sped up your ability to market yourself. Now, this is what's unique about us being on our platform is because you're on Pop Menu, we know things about your business. You have a dynamic menu which contains certain things like visual content, reviews, and other things that now can be shared publicly. And those are all things that are helping drive your business. This is very different than using an AI tool to create a post about Taco Tuesday that use a generic stock image that is not your business. And I do think that's one thing that you have to be cautious about, because consumers are already wanting to know what's real and what's not. And I think one thing about our AI tool is it's taking original content from your business on your site, in your menu, and it's sharing that. And so you can see here the ability to do that. Let's get out of here. And you'll notice I can go down through the rest of the month. Now we're working on the ability for you to approve a month in advance. We have options where we can even assist you in approving this or editing the content. And of course, you can go in at any time to the tool. And let's say I want to add another social post on the 24th. Well, as a reminder for our existing clients, our social tool is right here. We've integrated all of your channels. I can create a new post. I can choose, I don't know what one of their items are. Let's do the spaghetti bolognese. That's not, let's do a different one. Let's do the bruschetta. And I've got this post. I can say, hey, I want this to be family friendly, and I want this to be energetic, and we want to generate the content. And so in addition to the AI marketing calendar, it's also incredibly easy for you to go create complementary content, which ensures that you have great awareness in the market. I go back to the survey and just think about it in everyday terms. People want to complicate technology and complicate business strategy. Think about the first thing first. I need to make sure that my business is out there front and center for consumers to see. Now that it's out there, now I want to perfect the message, and I want to make sure that it's as focused as possible, it's as smart as possible. This is allowing you to do that. In our tool, we've also taken it a step further because we know things that are happening in your business. We've gone ahead and created the post for you, and so away we go. So just wanted to share that. And again, I'm going to go highlight in a minute why we do these things. So let's go back to the content here. Here's Bridgett's restaurant. We love sharing this. Hopefully she's okay with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
She saw this. But what we'll see on the left here is before implementing the AI marketing calendar. So this automated email campaigns, that's a piece of Pop Menu that comes native to the core solution. These are emails that go out automatically without Bridgett or her team having to do anything. If somebody writes a review or someone loves a dish but didn't write a review, our system will automatically prompt them, hey Tony, we love that you love the jerk chicken. Do you mind writing a review? Or you bring a new dish on the item and it's vegetarian, and so we notify all the vegetarian customers. Those automated emails that happen anyway are generating income for Rubies. You can see here that we turned on AI marketing calendar, and you can see the significant increase in ordering revenue alone for Bridgett in the restaurant. Bridgett, when you guys signed up for the AI marketing calendar, you mentioned before like you didn't have the time for that Have you felt
Yes.
the difference? Because this looks like pretty
So
significant growth.
I'll tell you this because as I say, like my husband is the one that usually do whatever little marketing we do. So I usually only post on weekend because my husband is here in Virginia on weekends. I work most days 18 hours a day. I don't have time to turn on social media to say hi to anyone, period. So when I was approached on, this aspect of it, the AI process, I was very skeptical. Now, I'm old school, in a weird way because I'm not that old, but I see everything in the way things used to be, like go put a flyer out there or, post something on a wall. And so my husband, as the tech person, he was like, yeah, I think that would be nice. Like, you should just try it, Bridget. Just go with the cheapest one. Because that's what he said. He was like, don't even take the one that you're doing, I forgot exactly how many days, but you could do like one that do like 2 days with just email and a text message. I said, fine. And I was done with it there. Well, the first time I guess it was turned on and I did not know because my husband went in and approved them. And I got hit so bad for my lunch rush. And not only that, the particular item that was featured is one of my slowest items. And I was sold out in like 2 hours probably. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is weird. And everybody, all the employees are like, nobody eat brown stew like that. Like, what's going on? And then later on in the night, I'm talking to my husband and he's like, oh, what's today? And I'm like, I don't know what happened. It was so busy. All my brown stew I had to recook. And he was like, oh, you didn't see the text? And I'm like, what text? He's like, Potman sent a text out. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, honestly, I was shocked. So now, even though I still don't pay attention, I kind of know when they send out a text or an email because immediately I get hit and I'm basically selling out on that product that they featured for the day, or whatever it is for that day. I know like it's people coming in and ask it, and that's how I know it actually works, right? Like marketing actually do work. And it's such this time that we're living in, everything is about your phone. Everything is about, I mean, my daughter does schoolwork on her phone. I don't know how she does it, but to be able to reach people where they are, to take that extra step out of it where they don't even have to click into an app to see something, but it's right there in their face, and it's like giving them reminding them of like, hey, these people, the kind of service that you're going to get, the kind of food that you're going to get. How about having lunch with them? And that takes the burden off me. But not only that, like you're reaching more people who eventually will reach more people. So once you have that service on, like, you don't have to worry about anything, which is what I really like, because it's one less thing for me to like concern myself about. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. That's not the first time we've heard something like that. So I think that's one of the most powerful things though, right? It's like, the truth is, people want to be led. They want you to tell them what's great about your restaurant or dishes that they haven't tried yet that everybody else really loves. It also is a great way to learn, because if you have high profit items or signature dishes, that type of information that Bridgett just shared, that is something that we can train our tool, as well as you going in and compliment it. If you know that there's such a reaction when somebody receives a text message like that, now you can be smarter when you go create one on your own in addition to this, or just rely on this. But now you can make sure that you're sending out a message about your high profit item. It's just like featuring and or adding a visual to your item on your menu. There is a 303% greater engagement rate on the Potmenu platform when you feature and include a visual to an item. So you can absolutely steer people to things that are valuable to the business and that will draw them in. And that's a great piece of data. So thank you for sharing that. Here's another example that we thought was super interesting. This is Antonucci's, excuse me. This is a great example. They started using us in October for AI marketing calendar. They tripled their marketing impressions, nearly doubled their sales within 2 months, and they saw a consistently high performance. You can see here, if you look over, you can see March, and look over on the far right, March. They had to temporarily pause AI marketing in March. I don't know the reasons why, but you can see how the numbers dropped, which just shows us and really emphasizes that consistency is important, right? And it also just is probably a reminder that if you're not using a tool like this today, then it's very likely that you've experienced weeks or months yourself where you just got busy and you had to pause activity for whatever reason. So I think this is an important one to share. This is very typical of what we see on the right, just like with Bridgett. We've got one in Lawrence, South Carolina, a town of 9,000 people who's just hockey stick their growth. This is not just you being in a big market. It's people in very small markets that are tripling their sales simply by ensuring they have much greater consistency and overall activity with their marketing dollars. So hopefully this is something that's powerful to you. I think this is incredibly powerful. Next, I want to just show about some summer campaigns and creating some summer cravings. Whether you're trying to build content yourself or using AI to help, there's some simple things we can do to stand out this summer. Much of the marketing is one, in consistency, two, incorporating photos into that. Here are some examples that different restaurants have used in showcasing their dishes. And I think that's always a big thing. Bridgett, you and your team have done a good job of letting the food kind of speak for itself, both in terms of people coming in and trying it or simply having content in your marketing activities with visual content. Is there anything that you guys are doing that's unique, or is it simply just, hey, you've got vibrant, dishes, and so you're making sure that they're the focal point of the messaging?
So I don't know about anybody else, but one of the things that we do is we actually feature our customers too, right? So if they come in and they're trying something right there in front of us, we'll actually do it live. We'll go live with them. But I also realize that learning my customer's name and the items that they love is really, really important. Just getting to know them on a different level. They have this thing where they feel as if they are part of. And so not only do they want to come, but they also want to bring their friends to introduce them to whatever it is that you are doing. And so that's the only thing that we really do, other than making sure that our food, really tastes as the best it can, any particular day, any time. But I just kind of realized that not just using a number, it's fine to have a large crowd, but those people who you notice, because one of the things that AI does is once it captures your information, right, those are the people that it's going to hit. They're going to be getting that text or that email or Instagram post or whatever it is. So obviously now we consider them family, and you're going to be seeing them, and the more you see them, it's the more they should feel as if they're not just a face or not just a number, but they're becoming part of the family. So they're part of Ruby's family.
Nice. And I love that dish. That dish makes me hungry right in the middle. That's yours. So
oxtail.
Awesome. Good stuff. And obviously summer events, specials. One of the things, if you ask a lot of marketing professionals, they'll just reinforce this. But, consumers also love, I refer to it as scarcity. Hey, we only have 50 oxtails left. Come fast before they're sold out. People don't want to miss out. Text is great for capturing that type of transaction. There's a lot of research out there. In general, text traditionally has an 8 times greater engagement rate than email, and it's opened or viewed. Typically, I think it's in the high 90 percentile within 3 minutes of receipt. One of the things that makes the SMS tool different with Pop Menu is because the menu is interactive and you can tell when people love an item or want to try an item. Your ability to segment and send a text, to the 114 people that love or want to try the oxtail naturally will have a higher response rate than just a mass sort of spam message. And so that's something to consider. Here are just some different examples from customers of ours that are promoting summer events and specials. So one of them celebrates National Tequila Day, showcases drinks and food on the patio, which you can see there on the far right. So simple ways to do it, but wanted to share that for you. And I did have a question in the chat that I'll answer in a second, but just a couple other quick things. Nearly 80% of restaurant operators say they would rather edit marketing content than create it from scratch. That's exactly what AI marketing has done for you. Because we know so much about your business, and quite frankly, I don't think there's more to know than the decision point of how people are choosing your restaurant, which is their interaction with the menu. If we know all the things that are happening in and around the menu, the event schedule, and what have you, it naturally allows us to create better, more specific content that is most top of mind for guests when choosing where they're going to order from or dine or cater. So that makes a lot of sense. We also do have a service, just as an FYI, called Aim Assist. So if you love all this, but you're so busy that you just don't think you can go in there and edit things consistently, we have a team member that can actually provide that service for you. It's very minimal in terms of additional investment. It's worth it if you're not sure that you can get to all the content. But I wanted to bring that up. Cool. I think that's all. Bridgett, any last words of wisdom for the group?
Well, my last little words of encouragement would be, if you are as busy as I am and you really want to see your business grow without having that added responsibility. And I say that because, this restaurant is really my mom's dream. And the burden of not making it fail lays heavy on my heart. Not only that, I am the youngest of 6 siblings. They would probably kill me. So doing whatever you have to do to get it to that place where you want it to go takes a little bit more than just having the food and the customer service and the team there behind you. You really do have to put the work into the other part of it. And for the I think I paid $2.99, but for $2.99 I've seen a tremendous difference in just how customers comes in and they're more aware of even just what they want to eat. And so it really do help. And I'm not just saying this because I'm on here. I'm saying it because obviously you guys saw the graphs, so it's true. But it really do work, and it really do help you from worrying about that part of the business.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you guys got some good nuggets. Even if you don't choose Pop Menu for this tool or Pop Menu in general, hopefully you learned some stuff that you can go and ask questions to other folks that you might be working with. Obviously, we'd love a chance to work with you and have the same impact that we've had for Bridgett and Ruby's. So, But by the way, best of luck, and have a great rest of the week.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.